Marvel is one of the biggest names in entertainment. They've been creating beloved superhero stories for like 100 years now. They have the most well-known and most recognizable characters of all time, second only to Jesus Christ, I imagine. Everyone knows the characters, seen the movies, or read the comic books. I myself am not a big comic book reader. I don't read many stories or anything of that nature. I don't read manga or shit like that. Maybe I'd read more Marvel comics if they had some hentai issues. But overall, I'm just not a huge fan of the medium. Nothing but respect for people that are, though. And yesterday, Marvel Comics made history by announcing something that nobody in the world liked. They announced the New Warriors comic series, which was received with overwhelming sighs and just a thunderous amount of disinterest. I swear to God, there's more hype in a retirement home when someone finally finishes bingo than for New Warriors. People get more excited in a public library when someone drops their pencil on the floor. Nobody was excited about it, and when they released it, a lot of people just felt downright insulted.
So the first character that we're introduced to is TRAILBLAZER, and she inherited from her grandfather a magic backpack of divine origin.
So this is the first character we're introduced to in the Marvel New Warriors announcement, their fucking E3 press conference here for New Warriors. This is TRAILBLAZER, and her superpower is having a magic backpack. So she's basically just Dora the Explorer. And the backpack itself looks like Ben 10's Omnitrix if it was butt-fucked by a laser tag vest. Now, I think it's a pretty lame superpower just to have a magic backpack that you pull things out of. Like, I can't really see that being super fun in a crime-fighting situation, you know? We're fighting the supervillain and my teammate's dehydrated, but luckily TRAILBLAZER had a bottle of water in her super backpack. She saved the day. It's just, that's not really interesting from a superpower perspective, but there's nothing inherently silly or wrong about it. I just think it's kind of boring. What we get into and what most people have a problem with is the next few characters, because this shit is just so ridiculous.
SCREENTIME is an internet kid taken to its sort of logical conclusion. As a youth, he was exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas, and that has patched him permanently into the World Wide Web.
This is where people started to roll their eyes because this shit just gets so fucking dumb. So SCREENTIME is the result of a teenager being exposed to their grandfather's experimental internet gas. What the fuck is experimental internet gas? Was his grandfather harvesting farts from a Twitch chat shit poster or something and then accidentally released it in the house? That's some of the laziest writing I've seen in a while. Fucking fanfic has better explanations for how a character gets their powers. If you really wanted to make sense of it, why not just have it be like, you know, he was a programmer who made a virtual reality game but accidentally locked himself in it and now he's stuck in there and, you know, caught in between the real world and the augmented world. Or even use fucking Wi-Fi if you want. Throw around some like boogeyman Wi-Fi 5G shit maybe. Get the conspiracy theorists all riled up about SCREENTIME. I don't know, man. But fucking experimental internet gas. SCREENTIME is a meme-obsessed super teen whose brain became connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas. Still, I mean, that still just sounds so fucking dumb, especially when it's written down like that. His grandfather had internet juice and he accidentally drank from the bottle and now he's stuck in the internet. Now he can see augmented reality and real-time maps and can instantly Google any fact. You know who else can instantly Google any fact? Anyone else in the entire world who has a phone. It's not really a superpower. As you can clearly see, Marvel is struggling to come up with cool superpowers. A meme-obsessed super teen? They created a fucking Redditor. And he's actually worse than a Redditor. His only power to the group is being able to Google things. He's just a fucking cell phone with legs.
SNOWFLAKE and SAFESPACE are the twins, and their names are very similar to SCREENTIME. It's this idea that these are terms that get thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory, to take those words and kind of wear them as badges of honor. SNOWFLAKE is non-binary and goes by they, them. SNOWFLAKE has the power to generate individual crystallized snowflake-shaped shurikens.
This is what made people the most upset. SNOWFLAKE and SAFESPACE. Let me preface this by saying I don't think there's anything wrong with Marvel taking this kind of approach to characters or using their comics to make political stances. It's totally within their right to do so, but this is the absolute worst possible way of going about it. Nobody appreciated this, and I fucking looked hard. I went through so many different Twitter threads. I went through the fucking swamp looking for anything I could find for anyone trying to say, good work, Marvel. There wasn't a single fucking person patting Marvel on the back for this shit. From the non-binary community, the vast majority of them felt insulted and embarrassed. They felt like they were being used as a joke by Marvel. And I see why, because this is the first non-binary superhero, and they named them Snowflake. That'd be like if the first homosexual superhero was called Captain Gay. I just can't imagine how they thought that was a good idea. They're not doing anything other than making these caricatures that just seem so out of touch. It's some ridiculous shit. Psychic twins. All twins are psychic, but we're psychic-er. That's such a fucking dumb line to kick it off. Snowflake can materialize snowflake-shaped shuriken. Projectiles for throwing, and Safe Space can materialize pink force fields, but can't inhabit them himself. Reflex only works if he's protecting others. They're hyper-aware of modern culture and optics, and they see their superheroics as a post-ironic meditation of using violence to combat bullying. They're probably streaming this. That's just garbage. Actual fucking garbage. Set aside any personal beliefs or anything, these are just not good characters. The writing is bad. 100%. It's just terrible. It's actually fucking terrible. And they insulted the people that they really wanted to, you know, empower with their characters. It just made it seem like they were turning them into a joke. It's fucking terrible what they've done. They've made the worst cast of characters I've ever seen in comic books. From lazy writing to just being so out of tune and tone deaf. It's absolutely wild. I don't know why they wouldn't just make like an actual interesting character with an interesting superpower that happens to be non-binary, instead of making it something so on the nose like, here's Snowflake and Safe Space. Like, it's so silly. And then the last character is a fucking vampire. B negative is the goth kid. When he was a baby, he got a rogue life-saving blood transfusion, we assume, from Michael Morbius, and now he has a very similar look and very similar vampire powers. B negative ages like a regular person. Or does he? Who gives a fuck? I don't think there was anyone reading about B negative and wondering, you know, on the fucking edge of their seat, how is he aging? I don't think anyone was like, oh, he's going Benjamin Button style. I've got to know, how's he aging? And he definitely drinks blood. Or does he? Now I'm interested. Yeah, it's just fucking bad. It's terrible. It's actually fucking terrible. And yeah, that's really about it. I don't know what the fuck Marvel's doing. I don't think there's anyone that's, you know, gonna go out there fucking day one launch of the new Warriors and buy these comic books. But who knows, maybe I'm wrong. That's about it. So yeah.